So yo, my name is King October, President of Mac House, and I'm your host on Mac House Live. You know, right now we got our next interview here with a very dynamic ass artist here in the Twin Cities. My pleasure to introduce Hannah Svanoe. I'm gonna let her introduce herself a little bit more, talk about more what she's about. Hannah, how you feeling? What's going on?
Good to see y'all. How y'all doing? Lately, with this quarantine shit, I've been focused, getting very productive almost more than I was before. You feel me? Actually, I've been just making sure I have my goals and priorities set up, and planning shit out is really good right now since we're all just, things are on hold for a lot of people, but not for us.
Okay. And so, I don't know if everyone knows, but some of us do. Tell the people, what do you do as a creator?
How I describe my craft is that lessons that I've learned from life and that I feel led to things that I feel I need to spread to the world. I sing, I write, I rap, I do poetry, but it doesn't matter what form it's in. I feel like as long as there's intention behind what you're saying, then you're spreading light to the world. So that's what I try to do.
Spread light to the world. If someone would have to use a word to describe what you do, what would that word be?
What I prioritize, I feel like we all have a choice to do shit for a purpose or not. And so what I would just say is intentional. I'll say what I do, you could categorize it as intentional, being intentional.
Okay, being intentional. People want to know, during this epidemic, how have you been affected?
Yeah, I currently don't have a mainstream job. I have a lot of side hustles where I'm invested in a lot of stuff. And basically, things that definitely got into slow motion in a lot of ways. But so what I'm finding is that in the ways that it's affecting most people, I think a lot of people are choosing to stay stagnant at where they are because things have been cut off, or there's certain resources that they can't use now.
Yeah.
And I'm just learning, I think, to adapt. So I'm trying not to really look at it as a loss being taken because of all this. It's unfortunate, people are passing away and shit, but we gotta do what we can do and not focus on what we can't. That's why I go by.
Since you've been in quarantine, what have you been doing as far as trying to stay this active or improving yourself or not improving yourself?
Hell yeah. I have been, getting back to the court. I've been playing basketball. Actually, I haven't played for years, so it's a good time to be, to kind of get your health back up if you were slacking on that and not taking care of your vessel. I have been hooping, yeah. Anybody that wants to catch me, you will not dunk on me. You will not dunk on me. You can. I don't stay in one place. You can't dunk on me, but that's for another day. Basically, other than that, yeah, so right now I'm actually, I'm recording, I'm almost finished with the full process of recording my first debut project, Sacred Lines. So that's the biggest thing I'm focusing on, taking care of family,
Okay. Sacred Lines, the project, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very interesting. So I want to know, someone like you and what you do, if you can give advice to somebody that has relativity in what you're doing as far as your artistry go, what would you tell them? What would you recommend for them to do to get better or not better?
Advice, and just out of love, I would just ask anybody that's trying to invest time into your craft and take this really seriously, make sure that you learn the pace that you work at, because a lot of people that are starting right now, I'm learning, are thinking that we kind of get the vibe that you can just do something crazy and kind of trick the system, and that you're just gonna get to where you want to get overnight.
Jump right into
overnight success. Okay. And I feel like I'm fortunate that I'm young and I understand that it takes, you have to put the work in. There's no,
Facts.
Don't believe from anyone trying to take you along. I've definitely dealt with people wanting to kind of have control over how I do my career and how I do my stuff. And then I just had to learn, whatever pace feels right for me, that's where it's going to shine and where you're going to succeed the most.
Okay.
To just take things slow, you feel me?
Hey, y'all. So, again, my name is King October. Thanks, Hannah, for coming out here and checking us out. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. It is Instagram, Facebook, all that. And we're going to go ahead and have her share a spotlight performance for us. So, I'm going to step out the way. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.
Up to the sky. We don't know why we are here, but God, we know that we're still alive. Don't be terrified, baby, I hold you each time that you cry. Spread your wings, hey, I know you can fly. All these cracks in the glass we shine through, see me shine, yeah. I call this resting in my purpose, knowing that when trouble comes, the battle's always worth it. Trauma don't let go of you, but once it's at the surface, your demons start to tremble because they see you put that work in. Process all that suffering, now you see when evil's lurking. Lurking just to take your strength away and blind your curtains. But lately things been changing, think you've done with only hurting. You starting to explore the inner beauty of your worthing. Thinking less about death, and now one thing you know for certain, you are worthy and divine. Don't let a thing distract your worship. If you can't read this letter now by evening, I hope you heard it. It takes time to process lines that hit the paper after searching. We read about the times I overcame, yes, I deserve it. Deserving of a life, I learned to fly, now my wings working. Rising, I'm a phoenix, can't you see the ashes burning? The grave ain't far away, so we no longer nightly purging. No, you heard it. Just look up to the sky. We don't know why we are here, but God, we